So you're looking for an alternative to Walmart for boondocking, lot docking on your way to your next place. The first alternative to Walmart docking, because we all know why. Why are we getting into this anyway? Why watch the video? Walmart used to be great. 10, 20 years ago, we did this. You could find a Walmart, lots of spots. It was no issue. Today, that's why we're talking about what's an alternative, because Walmart, almost impossible to find a spot. You never know if you're going to get knocked at 2 in the morning. So the number one place I found, again, this on the East Coast, would be Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrels are great because they're always near the highway. They typically don't have trucker parking there, so that's a good thing. Right off the bat, you don't have to worry about trucks there taking up your spot. And you don't have to worry about the noise as much. So typically they're going to have some RV spots, not a lot. So put Cracker Barrel on your list. Number 2 place that I found that's very convenient would be hospitals. You can always, generally from the interstate, see a hospital sign. I've found zero problems at hospitals. Now, I'm talking about alternative to Walmart, which means I'll put on a slide. If I'm running the generator, it's a generator that's in a hush box. So it's quiet. So that number one, I would say, I'm not making a big scene. It means you go in there, you know, towards the end of the day, leaving in the morning. Just a stopover place. So that'd be the number 2 place, would be the hospitals. Those are great. Number 3 place I found, but I haven't been to a lot of them just because in the south part of the U.S. I don't see as many, but Cabela's. And I've been to Cabela's. They actually have some hookups. They've been great. And then Bass Pro and Cabela's being one and the same. They're very RV friendly. I haven't found any jurisdictions that say, yeah, Cabela's allows you, but you can't. So Cabela's another one that's very RV friendly and definitely consider versus Walmart. Casinos. The casinos we have in Florida, I haven't found to be the case, but I found other casinos, especially out west and in the northeast part of the state, where you can park your RV, and if you're going and gambling, eating, whatever you're doing, you can stay there for free. Now, it's a parking lot, nothing fancy. The ones I've stayed at, I haven't used hookups. If they had them, I didn't know they existed. Those have been pretty nice, pretty easy to get in and out. No hassle, they know what you're doing. You're going to come stay and get some food. You know, whatever. It's like you go to Walmart, you go and try to buy something, support the place. So I've done the same thing. If you like to gamble, it's even a better reason to go. So casinos have been a really good one, and they encourage, especially casinos that aren't as well traveled, they really encourage RVers, because that's really in their sweet spot if you think about it. Not too far down the sidetrack, but sweet spot is RVers with some disposable income and really no hurry, right? So I'd say casinos are another one. Now, unfortunately, this is a place I found more recently because of the economy, but old shopping centers, shopping malls, Kmart's, right? So I haven't had any problem parking in those where, let's say it's an old Kmart parking lot. There's no one there. It's not 24 hours, easy to get in and out of. Those have been great. You know, occasionally I've been concerned about the knock on the door. Everybody's worried about at 2 in the morning, you know, where you're going to get interruption by law enforcement asking what you're doing. I haven't had that. So shopping centers, understand the ordinance in the area. So if you're in West Palm Beach, you're probably not allowed to overnight camp. So use some common sense on this one. But if you're in a place that's got all sorts of ordinance already for Walmart parking, a shopping center that's out of business is probably going to have a local, you know, police knock on your door at 2 a.m. So consider that. Now these are going to be the last 2 I'm going to talk about that used to be great, but just aren't as good alternatives to Walmart, but are still better than Walmart in my opinion. And do a lot of traveling, and we never stay at a campground. We go from point A to point B in our travels where we're going. I would say the one I like, and a lot of people don't like, is a truck stop. I've been very lucky with truck stops, with the one caveat of if you're a really light sleeper, it's going to be loud because they're going to pack you in, okay? Especially with our rig, we got a motorhome, we pull a truck, so we're parked right next to the trucks. If you got something smaller, that's great because you can usually get towards the front, say it's a Flying J, and park, and you know that's going to be much better than the truck stops are parked next to trucks. So truck stops are good. Get them before dark because you will have a hard time finding a spot. But you can always park there. If you can find a spot you can park, at least you know you've got it compared to the Walmart alternative, which we're trying to get away from, which is the knock on the door, the zoning issue, you know, stuff of that sort. And the last one I'm going to say is going to be, hey, if you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Rest areas are great. You just have to, again, think of them like a truck stop and get them before dark because the truckers use them often. And they're all over the board where you can stay. Some will stay no overnight camping, but truckers can stay the night there. So if you're in an RV, that's camping. You're going to get a knock on the door. Some don't say anything, and you can't stay there. So rest areas, I try to keep a pretty good list of rest areas I know are great. We travel up and down the same kind of area, and those are perfect, I know. The ones that are hit or miss, you know, I'll look around, I'll see if there's an RV there, kind of take that route. If I see somebody, thumbs up on the rest area, ask them, say, hey, can I stay here overnight? We're trying to get some shut-eye and get back on the road. I haven't found much of a problem with those, but you're going to get a lot where it's just rent-a-cops, they're knocking your door and tell you can't camp here and you have to move on. So that's another one when you get into rest areas that are, again, all over the board, almost like Walmart's, that you just don't know if you can stay there.